sound and your sound, and we can switch over to talking, and we can say hello. How are you doing, Mama?
All right, how you doing?
Doing all right. I got what we suspect is strep throat over the weekend, which was
Oh,
upsetty
yippee.
spaghetti. Um, but some other stuff happened. That
Yeah.
which I guess I'm not sure why I'm bringing that up on stream, because I can't talk about it on
No,
stream.
I
But
wouldn't do that.
yeah. So Um, yeah. So strep throat was not fun, but I caught it really early, so I'm basically like I feel fine right now. But on
That's good.
Saturday, I had my brain was super fuzzy. It was achy and chills and sore throat, and so I went to the doctor real quick, and he gave me amoxicillin for an antibiotic, and it kind of cleared up like that day.
White streaks down the throat.
Uh, I don't know if I actually had white streaks down the throat, but when I went to the urgent care, they said the back of my throat was inflamed, and I had visited friends last week, and they had uh, mentioned having
Drop.
had strep throat in the past. I didn't think that they had had it. Wrong button on my phone. I just realized my phone was making sound. But they mentioned having strep throat in the past, and so if I had thought that they still had it or they were communicable, I wouldn't have gone. But uh, but I don't know. So that was what led to the suspect of strep throat, and so
Yeah.
got amoxicillin, and that cleared up really quickly. Like literally, like I was feeling really awful in the morning, and like I got a lot of sleep, so that probably helped a lot. But
Yeah.
by going before Sunday, um, like I felt so much better. So it sounds like, or it feels like, that was the correct diagnosis and solution. Other than that, I haven't really
Make
been
sure you
up.
take your entire course of antibiotics as prescribed.
Yep, definitely do that, and I will do that. But yeah, I haven't been up to too much else. So, what have you been up to since last time? Because I think we skipped last Tuesday.
Yeah. So last Monday
Um,
was the last time.
yeah. Um,
Work. I mowed my yard. Went
hmm,
to turkey run on Saturday with Savannah.
nice. I saw you posted some pictures on Facebook. Was it just you and Savannah?
Yeah.
Didn't really look too much into the pictures, but sounds fun. Turkey Run's really nice. I really have enjoyed the times I've gone there. Uh,
Yeah. The fronts of my thighs are still feeling the stairs.
mhm, yeah, climbing stairs is definitely a workout. Uh, I know that I have sort of made it look as if I don't feel anything in the past. Maybe when I've gone hiking up the stairs and stuff and getting up them super quick, but
I think we
they're
went to
they're.
Shades. Didn't we go
Did
to
you say
Shades?
shades?
Yeah, didn't you and Cher and I go to Shades?
Um,
I know we went to
we might have gone to both
McCormick's
Turkey
Creek.
Run and Shades, and or maybe McCormick's Creek. I don't know why I
Well, I know when
wasn't able to say
Susan
it
was here,
after you
we
did.
went to Shades and Turkey Run,
Yeah. Uh,
one right after the other.
mhm.
And then, but I didn't remember that we went to both with Sarah. I was thinking we only went to one. And I was thinking that might have been Shades. And you two might have gone to both. and I had only gone to one of those.
I don't remember. Details are fuzzy. I'm pretty sure we went to Turkey Run though, because Sarah remembers going to Turkey Run. But it might have been one of the other parks. I don't remember. Uh, but yeah.
Well,
Still,
I know we definitely went to McCormick's Creek.
mhm, yeah,
That's where the wolf cave is.
yeah. All of the parks are really fun to visit. They're really pretty. When you go in the I don't even want to say the right season because like probably all the seasons are the right seasons. Just gotta make sure you're dressed for it. If it's like cold or I mean technically you have to make sure you're dressed for it if it's warm too. So uh,
Yeah.
don't wear shoes that you don't want to get dirty. That's probably good recommendation. Probably a good idea to wear like hiking boots and stuff if you have them. But
That's why I
definitely
wear
comfy
hiking boots.
shoes. Mhm. Um, but yeah. Other than that, I
Oh,
don't know if there's. Go ahead. Sorry.
the trail is muddy and you have to walk through this creek. I got on hiking boots.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Then, I don't think there's anything else before we start, so I guess should we hop on over to Sudoku puzzles and
Well,
a continuation of our puzzle from last week. Uh,
don't forget to record.
yep, we don't have any notes from last week, so we're just gonna start from here. So start recording, and a continuation from before, King's Gambit by Gemma Owain. I hope that's the correct pronunciation. It's probably the same as last week. I don't remember. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. Digits cannot repeat in a gray region, and cells that are a king's move apart in chess may not contain the same digit. And so we identified that the green digit here had to be within this U shape by anti-king. That removes it from the rest of it, and it had to be one of those two. And the fact that we've got this blue digit here means it was too big to be able to be on here, so that made that green. And we did some more logic that I think put it in here, and it cannot be on a 3-cell arrow, so that is that one. So in here, can't be there, can't be there, can't be on an arrow, and it can't be there. And it can't be on here or there. So this one must have been soon. Had to be down here. It was already on the gray. And anti-king. So that made it that one. Oh, that one. This kicks it from there. So then we've got that one's guaranteed. That kicks it out of there. It's already on that gray line, which makes it there. So that's how we end up with the green everywhere. Yellow. We just said that this one was yellow because it's another 3-cell arrow. This one we can say is blue because we know that they're not green. They see each other, so they're not the same. And yellow ends up in here because it can't be king's move away, but it could be on the blue arrow. But it can't be on its own arrow. It's too small to be this digit, but we said it can't be this one because it would rule it out completely from the middle square. So that's how yellow ends up in one of those. And then, at least as far as this U shape goes, it can't be a king's move away, so it had to be one of those two. And then blue, we hadn't found any logic for that one. So that is where we're at, logic-wise. So, where do we go from here? Well, I guess yellow in this box can't be there, can't be in either of those positions, and it can't be green. We've got yellow in any of those 4 positions. Now, we know yellow has to be one of these 2, so it can't be this one. So it has to be one of those 3 in this. Well, while this logic holds, the simpler logic is simply this is yellow, so it can't be in the same column.
Yep.
And so up here, yellow can be any of these 6 digits. It's not particularly helpful, especially if it ends up being that one. Although, that would make this one yellow. Of course, any of those 3 makes that one yellow, so that's not a ton of help there either.
Well, given that yellow has to be 6, 7, or 8, they're in box 6. 1 has to be on that red arrow.
That's true. One has to be over here as well, because blue cannot be 9. Okay. Green cannot be 7, I don't think. And the reason is the minimum that these 5 digits can be is 15. Now, these two sum to the sum of these 5 plus the middle again. So, I mean, that makes the minimum. Yeah. So this can't be a 6, can it?
No.
Because that would be 6 and 9, which is 15.
Right.
Which is the minimum here. But even if you did
yellow can't be 6 and green can't be 7.
Right, because like the minimum you put here. Go ahead.
7 is going to overlap 2 digits with either 6 or 8. And there's only one that can be the same. Because 1, 2, 4, if it's 6, it's 1, 2, 3. Well, they can only share one of those.
Yeah.
And 8 is either going to be, 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4, which is 2 that's shared with the 7. So that's another way of seeing that that can't be 7.
Okay. I think that's what proves that can't be 7. Although I guess 7 and 8 is the other part. there. So we showed that that can't be 6, and that this couldn't be 7. So anything that's solid green is into 7.
Right. Well,
now this one can't be a 7 because we just showed that this couldn't be.
Yellow can't be 7 and 8 green. Because that overlap there again, you can't have two of the same.
Right.
And they can't both be 8 because they're they're different.
So that means this is 9 then.
Right, because if it's 8, then it can't be 7 or 8, yeah. But could yellow be 8?
Probably. But that is going to make this 1 or 2.
Well, it could be 5.
Well, no, because the whole thing is minimum 15. And I guess over here neither of those are 9, so we have to have 1s on these. This one ends up not being able to be 1, nor can that one. But this is minimum 15. With the center counted again, that means it's minimum 16. And because it's minimum 16, wait,
right.
where was I going?
And I was missing I realized my error when on the 5 anyway, because I was seeing it as, well, one's a 1, 2, and the other's 3, 4. No, that's 12.
Yeah. But
yeah,
the maximum here would be 17. Because 8, 9 is 17, and if you make this 15 and then count this one again, then that would be a 2 on top of the 15. Which makes it too much. Although, if this was a 2, you could do 3, 4, and 1 something, 1, 5. Yeah. Okay. But yellow can't be either of these now, because you can't put a 7 or 8 up there. Which means yellow has to be... Nope, I was going to make the wrong conclusion there. Yellow can still be one of these digits on the gray squares. Okay. So...
Well, yellow in box 1 can't go on the blue arrow.
Right. So it ends up being not on the blue arrow, but any of the remaining 5 cells, or digits. cells, digits, doesn't matter. But it can still end up in gray here.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, but in box 3, you can't put yellow. Were you talking about box 3 or box 1?
Box 1.
Okay. So, yeah. So but the logic in box 3, removing it from this arrow, means that it's removed from these sides of box 9, so this ends up being yellow in box 9 for this gray loop. Or I guess more of a U shape. So where can yellow be over here? Well, it's not on the gray. It's not one of those. Well, it's not super helpful. and then it ends up being one of these four over here. But that's not a ton of information either. Excuse me. Alright, what about the blue digit? Where can that go in here? It's clearly not on the bottom row, it's not a 9, and it's not the 1, 2 in the middle.
Now, if it's on the blue line, it has to be the 6.
Right. It's the same thing ends up happening over here, although with this 7, 8, 9, excuse me, with this 7, 8, the maximum digit on this line is a 5. This 5 and 1, 2 is 8. So you can't put a 6, 7, or 8 up here. Which I think was in, well, no, because this could still be a 6 to end up on here. So it just gets kicked out of this cell.
Right.
How do we know that this can't be 6? Because that would put 4, 5 right here. As minimum.
Right.
Would a 7 be any better? It would be 3,
1, 2,
5,
4.
which would put a 1 in the middle. And then you've got 2 and 4 for a 7. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And I guess the other way of thinking about this is the fact that you've got 3 here and 2 more, that's 15, plus an extra is 16, so 9 and 7 is the minimum possible pair.
Right.
where can blue be in this box, in box 1? I think it can be in any of those. Now, if we look at this U shape, blue has to be not in this box and not in that row. And it can't be 9, but these 4 digits mean that this cell cannot be blue. Because if any of those are blue, I mean, all 4 of these are where blue can be. They all see this one. So if that was blue, it would rule out of all of them. But that's not enough to make more conclusions. One on this U isn't here. It can't be there. It actually has to be one of those 3.
Right. It does have to be one of those 3.
And one
Since it
can't
can't
be
go on
there.
any of the rest of the gray region.
Yeah. It can't be here. It can't be there. But I think one can be anywhere else. Okay. In order for this to be an 8... Wait, no. I want to know if I can have a 6 in here. The only place you can put a 6 would be one of these 2. And that would force this to be a 1. So you'd have 1, 2, and 6. And this has to be 8 now, because I have to do 3 and 4 as my minimum. Which would be fine. Got a 1 there, an 8 there, this ends up being a 9. If this is a 1, or excuse me, if this is a 2, then that guarantees that that's an 8 and a 1. Oh! If this is a 2, then that's an 8, a 1, and a 9. But then where would the 1 go if this was a 2? Well, both of these see that one. And so if that's an 8, that can't be a 1, it would end up being a 2, but that's not allowed. So this has to be a 1. So that forces the U shape, it's 1, can't be there, can't be there, can't be a 9, now it can't be there, has to be one of these 2, so it's ruled out of all of those.
And the 1 comes out of the center of box 4, eliminating the 8 from blue.
Right. I think this is 2, 6, and 3, 5. And, well, it's either 2, 4, or it's 2, 4 would be 7. It could be 3, 4, for 8. But it's going to have 4 on it. Because I think is 15 plus 1 is 16. So if that's a 7, it has to be 1 through 5. And if it's an 8, then I am allowed. Then I would have to have it. It would have to be 2, 6. Okay, yeah. So we have to have a 4 here, and then this is 8 in either 2, 6 or 3, 5. But this is 4 plus 2 or 4 plus 3. So 1, 9, 4, and 2 and 3 are out.
Ah, okay. Never mind.
Does this 7, 8 have to be the yellow? Or more accurately, does this set of 3 have to be this? I mean, I guess it's possible if this is a 7 or an 8 that this goes the other way around, but I mean, is it possible? Because if this is a 7, then this would go 1, 2, 4, and you'd have 3, 5 here, which is going to be 2, 4 for a 7, and now those are the same. If I did an 8, then it's 1 with 2, 5, or 3, 4. So we know that this one is 1, 3, 4 if this is an 8. So if this was 7, it has to be the same as that. Because the 2 would be forced in. Go ahead, sorry.
In box 8, the 1 or 2 that's on the blue arrow has to be a 1, because if yellow is 7, then it's 1, 2, 4, which makes the 2 go away, so that would have to be 1. And if yellow is 8, then it has to be 1.
Right. If I do 1, 2, 5, then that breaks this.
3, 6.
But 3, 6 is 9 plus 1 is 10, and that's
Right.
broken. So it can't be 1, 2, 5. So it's 1, 2, 4, or 2, 3, 4. Or excuse me, 1, 3, 4. And that means that these 3 are the same as these 3, aren't they? Because if this is 2, 6, then this has to be 1, 3, 4. Because we just showed that 1, 2, 5 didn't work.
Right, yeah.
And if this is 3, 5, then this has to be 1, 2, 4. Because again, we showed that 125 didn't work. And if obviously it doesn't work if I'm saying that this is 3-5. So this ends up being yellow by that logic. Because these three are those three, and this one's down to 1. End up with 1 being one of those two in some fashion. And
Yellow comes out of row 3 in box 1.
right. So now, where can yellow be in this loop? It's not on the blue arrow here, because yellow is 7, or greater, 7 or 8, which cannot be on a 3-cell arrow. It can't be on the bottom row, it's not a 9. It can't be on a 3-cell arrow, and that's too small. And if it was here, it would see both of the spots where yellow could be in box 5, so that doesn't work. So yellow has to be one of these two now, removing it as a possibility from here. Can't be a 1, can't be 2 or 3, it can't be a 9. And it can't be a 4, because this has to have a 4, just like that had to have a 4. And I guess the other way of thinking about it is, this is minimum 15, plus 1 for 16, and plus 2 for 17. But I already have the 1 here, so I can't put a 2 on the outside. So that would mean a 5 turns into a 6. So it's 5 or 6 over here, and I have to have a 4 somewhere. So the 4 had to be over here. Same logic as was for here. No, this isn't a 1, but it's also not a 4.
The blue arrow that's in column 1
Yeah,
has to have both 1 and 2 on it now.
right.
Because it's either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4.
These two 1s means 1 has to be over here, can't be where the 9 is. So what about in the U shape? Where is 1? It's not down there. It's not there. I guess there's no particular reason why it can't be either of those. He's clearly not a 9, but I don't think 1 has to be one of these two. Or is removed from one of those two. If we just look at this, we know it's removed from here, because it would cancel both of those. Can't be on the left side. It has to be in this shape. I don't think that's super useful. What about this one? Could this one be red? If it's red, or rather, if I mark this as red, what does that tell me? Because I don't know whether or not these two are different. It's possible that they aren't. You know, that red had to be one of those 3. In this box, it could be any of those, so that's not particularly helpful. Same over here. In the middle box, can't be either of those. We know it has to be, whatever this digit is, it has to be in gray already. Well, it's not a 1, so there's that. But I don't know if it's helpful beyond that. And red's one of these 4. It's not there. Oh, so that actually means that red's on this arrow. So that's not red there. Now, it's possible for this digit to be on here and not be the arrow. But it couldn't be. I don't think it could be 7 and be one of these two. Because 7 would have to pair with 1 to make 8.
And that would eliminate both 7 and 8 from the yellow above it.
Right.
Or yellow in the box, too.
Yeah. So, but it could be this one for 7. It definitely can't be 8 as one of these two, but it could be 8 here. I'm not sure. And I can't put 7 as either of those. I feel like we should be able to get more information from what we've got.
Yeah.
I mean, this can still be 8. We know that 4 is one of those two, but that's because 4 had to be here and there. Alright, well, let's fill up this box over here. We know none of them are 9. These two aren't 1s, and those two aren't 4s. Now, this can't be a 2 either. That's it? Okay, well, if this is a 3, then that's a 6. But if that's a 2, that's a 7. Making this a 7 means that can't be a 4, but not like, super clarifying. I guess what's left over in this column is not 1, not 9. These two can't be 4. But I don't know any more than that. guess what's left over in the... No, 9's removed. These two can't be 1. This can't be a 4. Why is this such a hard puzzle? Doesn't have 9, doesn't have 4. 1, 4, and 9 are removed from here. What are we missing? So we're already almost at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And we started this puzzle last week. We didn't get very far last week, but still. Where do we need to look? Identify what's missing.
Well, box 1, row 3, the first cell can't be a 1 or a 2. Row 3.
This one? Oh, right. 1, 2. So neither of these can be 6 then.
Right.
The 6 would require a 1 or a 2 there. You do 6, 1, and 2. But since that can't be 1 or a 2,
Right.
that's not 6, and the same logic, 1, 2 there, but that can't be 1 or 2. But this one can still be 6, because those can be a 1, 2 pair. Okay, well... We know that this cannot be a 1. Because where's 1 in this loop? Or, not loop, but shape. Well, that's not 1, this is the 1 in the box. That's not a 1, because it's a 9. And it can't be any of these, because the 1 here and here. So it has to be one of those, which means it's not here. So this cannot be a 5 now, because if it was a 5, that would mean that this would have to have a 1 on it to pair with a 3. It would have to be 1, 3, 5. to make 9.
Right.
Because it's 4 that pairs with 2 and 3. So okay, where is this digit in the loop? Well, it's not any of these because of anti-king, and it's not there because of Sudoku. So how can this be a 4? It can't be there, because that can't be a 5, and it can't be there, because the 4 has to be one of those two. So this isn't a 4.
Oh, look at
Oh,
the below in box 9,
yeah.
cell 1.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing. Where is it on the gray region in its area?
Well, not here, here, or there, and it's not 9. So these two are the same. So let's actually paint those as being purple.
And it can't be 2.
Purple can't be 2, and purple
Then it
has to be
can't be
one of
4 on the
these
arrow.
3, and it's not yellow. Can't be 4 on
On the
here?
circle. Yeah, on the circle, because it can't be 4 in the middle or
Oh,
in
right.
box 6.
Right, because 4 ended up having to be there.
Right. So then up in box 3, oh no, well there's 2 spots we know, but yeah, can't eliminate because it's one of 2 spots. Never mind.
Yeah. I guess what I want to... I don't know. But we know that those two are the same, and it has to be one of those 3, not yellow, so it has to be one of those 2. Okay. This digit. Where is it in this box? Well, it's not here. It's not 9, and these two digits are gray, which means it has to be on the right side, which means it also has to be in the middle of the box 3. So this cannot be 6, 7, or 8, which means it's not blue. So where is this digit? It doesn't have the same logic, because it could be here. But this can still be a 5 and 1 and 4.
Right.
Which would make that a 2 or a 3, that a 2 or a 3. And you've got 6, 7, and 8. Except you wait, no, you couldn't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would mean 6, 7, 8, and 9. But this would be 6 and a 7 or 8, but those are a 7, 8 pair now. So that would be 6 and nothing. So this cannot be a 5. Could it be a 3? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, 6, 7, 8. But that would pair with those, and you'd have too few possibilities. So this can't be a 3 either. Now this has to be 6, 7, or 8. Watch red, purple, and blue all be the same digit. One, 2, and 9 are all out. From this cell, at least.
Right.
So where is... Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, well, these two can't be blue now. Or rather, this one cannot be blue because we removed its possibility of being 6 and 7. I mean, by default, it couldn't be a 7. We removed its possibility of being a 6 because this couldn't be a 1 and 2. Okay, so we know that this one is purple. But purple could be red.
No.
Why not?
Because okay, could red be? Because I, all right, I just saw the red on the blue arrow in box 9, but was it also on the purple there?
Yeah, because purple, we noticed, I think you noticed, that purple, that this circle had to be here. Because it couldn't be 9, because of the similar logic to this one having to be one of those two applies over here. And that means it has to be one of these 3. Well, it can't be yellow, but that doesn't mean it can't be red.
Well, and the purple there in box 6, the 3 and 5 can go away.
That's true. I don't know how 2 showed up. Now, blue has to be one of these 2. We removed. I'm not sure how we removed possibilities from this cell. It can't be 1, and it can't be 4. Or I guess for the same reason. But why can't it be 6, 7, 8?
It had to do with. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Where is this digit in this box? It's not here, it's not those. I mean, this has 6, 7, and 8 on it, and it's a possibility. Where does this digit end up in this box? Not there. Can't be on the gray, and it's not 9. And so therefore, how does it end up in here? Not there, not there. It has to be in here. That's how we got that one.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Red and blue and yellow. Red, blue, purple, and yellow are from the digits 6, 7, and 8. So there has to be some level of overlap. Yellow is not any of them. So red, blue, and purple have to have at least one overlap. Because if they were the 6, 7, and 8, there wouldn't be any left over for yellow. So we know that one of them, between red, blue, and purple, that there's some overlap somewhere. So that means they're either all the same, or there are two of the digits from 6, 7, and 8. 6 being a requirement between red, blue, and purple. Or they could all be 7, all be 8. Although I don't know if that gets us anywhere. This purple we know goes there. So where is purple in this box? It's not there. Not there. That's too small. But because it can still be a 6, it can go anywhere. So how do I prove that purple can't be 6? I'm not sure I can.
Yeah, I'm
This
not sure
purple
you can.
starts here. You can do 1, 5, or 2, 4 in either direction. I mean, you can't prove that red can't be 6, because that would just make this a 4. And then you've either got 1, 2, or 1, 3. But that just means this is just the one that those two aren't.
Right.
So it's not that helpful. We know that red is one of these two. So red's already on here. Blue has to be one of these two. Okay. If red and blue overlap, then they have to overlap as purple. But it's possible that red and blue are different, but then that still means that one of them is the center digit and the other is one of these two. But purple cannot be different from red and blue. Completely. I've already placed that digit there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, it's not that the 1, 2, 3, 4 is important, but 6, 7, and 8 are already here. So this cannot be 6, 7, or 8. Because these have to be from 6, 7, and 8, and one other low digit, 1 through 5. Excuse me. And I guess that was evident from the beginning. You had to have, 7 and 8 here in this group. Although I guess we had to prove that this was 9 first. Can this be 8? That would make yellow 7. Purple wouldn't be forced to be 8. You'd have 8 as being one of those 3. How is this puzzle so hard?
All right. In box 3.
Yeah.
If yellow is 7, then the 2 comes out of the arrow tip.
Yeah.
That's a 3 or a 5, and the other's 1 or 2. If yellow is 8, then it's 1, 3, 4 below it, and that tip is either 2 or 5. It can't be 5. It would have to be 2. So the 3 that are not on the arrow cannot be 2.
So
Because
these
if
2 can't
yellow
be
is
2?
No, the ones that are not on the arrow. The 3 that are just white cannot
These
be
3?
2. Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Sweet.
that was because
So
if yellow is 7, then it's 1,
then,
2, 4 on its arrow below it. So 2
right.
has to come off from there, but that's 3 or 5. If it's 6, then it's 1, 2. If it's 8, then it's 1, 2 with the 5. So either way, it'd be 1, 2.
But what if this is a 3? You can have 1 and 4. And 2 here.
Oh. I guess I didn't. I guess I was just seeing the 3 as having to be with the 6.
Yeah.
Darn.
It's one of
I
the
thought
things
it was
that's
nice
making
about
this
that.
puzzle so hard. This puzzle doesn't have, anything, No, looking in the comments, there isn't any, anything special. There's not, any, corrections to, what was put on here.
Right.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get rid of a lot of the coloring, because there's just, a lot of stuff. All of the yellows in here, that's not very useful.
Right.
And, the blues here, I don't know if the blues are very useful. I mean, greens are just 9s, so I can put 9s like that. And then blues in here, I know that this has to be across the top there. The only ones that feel useful are these yellows. I mean, I guess, could I mean, no, not really, because yellow's there, and then in this box, well, it's not there, it's not 9, and so that's not that helpful either. So yeah. Down here, no, because we've already covered that logic. And I don't think there's like, I mean, so blue is there. That's not very helpful. Across the top here, which just removes it from here, and obviously it's not 9. In this group, can't be there or there because those are too small. But I mean, otherwise it can be that one or any of those. So that's not super helpful yet. It has to be one of those two. It's not yellow, so it has to be like that. I don't think it's restricted in here except there. And then not yellow or 9. So I don't think blue is restricted at all. I mean, I think about like this digit and where it is it in here, but I mean, it's just one of those 3. This digit in here, out of the bottom, it's not gray, anti-king, not a 9, just one of those 3. Switching to that one just allows this one to be an option now. And I guess technically that's an option. Here is any of those 3.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Wait a minute. I might be wrong. Nope, nope, nope. I'm wrong. Never mind.
Okay. I almost want to know if I could, if asking if this is an 8 and that's a 7 breaks anything. Because that would force this to be 9, but the 9s would just simply be done. So if this was
Right.
an 8, I mean, we've got 8s there. Um, you'd have 8s as one of those. Be there or there as well. You have 8 there. Any of those could be 8. And I don't think that breaks anything. I mean, this being a 7 means that's 2, 4, and this is 3, 5. And if this is 3, 5, then that's 1, 2, 4, which makes that a 7, but we already knew that because those two had to be the same. I mean, I think we're on the right path. I mean, maybe we should do more coloring in different places.
Demands you control your memory.
But I'm not even sure, like, what other digits we could color. Because I mean, even if we just consider, like, placement of digits, like, okay, so where could this cell go? This green, if I make this green, where can it go? Well, down here, I mean, this could be a small digit, so it could go on the arrow here. It could be our independent purple digit, where red is different and then ends up being blue. So, I mean, that doesn't feel helpful. But if I ask where this digit can go, make it orange. Over here. Well, it's not in the middle. Not on the gray. I guess it can't be here or there. But that's not very helpful, because following that, I mean, it's in here somewhere. And we know that these 3 digits are those 3 digits. So it could be like that. I don't know. I don't really want to admit defeat on a puzzle, but I feel like we're definitely missing something.
All right. In box 1, cell 9. If that's a 5, then that's a 1 and a 3, which would make the circle in column 1 a 7. And that would be 1, 2, 4.
Yeah. And you get a 2 here.
Right. And then the 5 would be on the gray in box 5 where the yellow is in gray.
Right.
So then to the left of it,
1, 2, 5, 2, 4.
which would make yellow on the gray in box 4. And in box 5 the yellow would be in row 4.
Oh, but this is 7. So it ends up being 8.
8. And that would be 9.
Which means that this is 3, 4, and 2, 6. And this being
Okay, that makes
1,
7.
4.
Oh, box 5, the last one left is cell 7, which would be a 7. Which breaks.
Okay. So
So orange can't be 5.
that's not a 5.
Okay. So that is the same. That 2, 3 is the same as the 2, 3 in box 4.
And that 2, 3 has to be down here.
Okay, we just eliminated a 5.
Yeah.
Possibility.
Could we have gotten that by just starting with this as 7?
Probably.
So if this was 7, that's a 2. That means all of these are 8. which makes this 9 and that 9. We get 1, 2, 4 here. Now, what we don't get is this being 5, which made that
Right.
7 or 8.
Right. Because by making the 5, it placed the yellow.
Right. Now, this is 3, 4, so this is 2, 6. This is 1, 3, 4, 4, so not a 1. Now this is 2. And we know orange is one of these, so now orange, because it's a 2, isn't here, isn't there, it's not 9, it's not 7, 8. So that ends up being a 2. So we can't put a 2 on here, so this ends up being an 8. Because of the 2 here.
Which breaks
so
over there.
That just makes this a 6. Because we started with this being a 7.
Right.
Only superscripts I care about are 9s here.
Right.
6 is out of all of this. And there. Well, now
3 is also out of column 1.
True. But also orange becomes 3. So that helps a lot.
Okay,
That's
in box
the orange
1, the center digit can't be a 4. Because they have to sum to 5, or to 6. 5
right.
and 1 and 4 and 2.
This isn't a 3, so this isn't a 5. Because these two are 8, plus 1 is 9. Four, 5, 7, 8. Okay. Could this be a 4? No, because this would be 5, 7, and 8. Which all see that.
Right.
And this can't be a 4 because that can't be a 4. So if that was a 4, it would break that.
Okay. The 5, 7, 8 in column 2 in the gray is the same as column 1, the 5, 7, 8 there.
Oh, right. Make that green. It has to be one of those 4 digits and it sees all those. That's the same logic I used to say it's not 4, but
right,
not
yeah.
much more useful. At least long term. Probably.
Maybe.
Okay. Could I just start with the idea that these are 7s? That would mean that this is 2 and 4, and 3 and 5. These out. So that would be 8, 7, 1, 2, 4. So that makes this a 5.
Row 4, since there's a 5, that becomes a 7, 8 pair to begin with, and that yellow is 6, so that's not... That one would be yeah, that would be 6, which makes yellow there and there.
Um, 3 would have to be here. And now, if I can't have a 3 on this, and this is 7, this becomes 8. And it would have to be 1, 2, 5. This is 4, these are not.
Okay, the 2 comes out of the arrow point in box 3 because the 2 has to be on the blue arrow in box 6.
Right. I got super confused for some reason.
I'm
You
sorry,
said the
yeah.
right... you said the right numbers, but I got confused and I was looking in the wrong spot.
Okay.
So that's a 4, got a 1, 2 pair there, that's a 5, and another 1, 2 pair. This is 3, so this is 6, 8. But this is 8, so this is not 8, this is not 6.
Purple
What
is now
is...
8.
Right. What does this digit end up being? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Nines are in these positions.
Okay,
Got a...
in column in column 7, the purple 8, there's a 5 in the column, so it can't be 3 5. There's a 6 in the box, so it can't be 2 6. Can never be 4. And there can't be a 7 because there's a 7 in there. So that's broken.
Okay. So, since we started from the assumption that this was a 7, we just proved that this was an 8. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just annoying, like, how far down the logic chain the breakage happens.
Okay, so 8 has to be 1 3 4 in that arrow.
Six, 4, that's not a 6. This ended up being a 2, I think, because
Yeah.
it can't be a 3 because of here. It can't be 1 because of here, and it can't be 4 because of here. So this does end up being a 2. This is 1, 3, 4, so 2 and 3 and 4 come off. 2, 5, 6, and 7. Well, this could end up being a 5 and be that one. I was going to say these two had to be the same. They don't. This can't be a 6 because the smallest digit possible here is a 2. 2, 6 pair, 3, 4. The 6 comes out of that, and we have 5, 7, 8. Not a 2, not a 2. 5, 7 pair means these aren't 5, 7 because that's not a 2.
Column 2 has a 1 2 pair, so the 1 comes out of the
3 and 9 out of all of them, and 8 out of this one. 3 and 9 out of everything. It's not super useful yet. 1, 2, and 3 from all of them, 8 and 9 from all of them, and I somehow took out a 6 for no reason. This being a 2-6 pair means neither of those can be 6. Four, 5, 6, 7. This is the only one where a 1 is. So this one makes that a 2. So that's a 4. 2, 3, 4. Not a 1, not 2, and none of those are 4. This ends up being 1, yeah. So 2, 1, not a 4. Those aren't 4s.
Box
not a 1
4.
Is a 1. Box 4. 5, 7, 8 makes that a 4.
2, 5, 7, 8 in row 5. Oh, no, it's not. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's fill in this column, I guess. Not 9, not 4, and this one's not 8. Nope. I also want to consider the options here. For 6, it's 1, 5, or 2, 4 in any direction. And for 7, it's 1, 6. It cannot be 2, 5. But it could be 3, 4 in any direction. If this was a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one of the digits can still escape up here. Oh, the 3 would have to. If this is a 6, well, no, that could be 3. I don't know. Oh, dirt. Wait, no. I was about to say dirt, this is fixed,
right,
but
yeah,
it's not.
No, it's 3 or 4.
Okay, when in doubt, add more digits to the thing. 1 and 9 are out from this column, not a 2, not an 8. That doesn't appear to be helpful. 1 and 9 are out, 2 from that row. Don't see anything else helpful there. 1 and 9 are out from that box. This cannot be 3 or 4 because of the 3, 4 pair here. Oh, this isn't a 4. So that makes that an 8 and that an 8. And I can take out... I can probably take out all the coloring now, honestly. 8s, so where do I put an 8 in here? Not there, not there. Not 1, obviously. Not that helpful yet. This 2 means that's a 6. And this 6 means that's not a 6. 5, 7 pair means 5, 7 pair out of that. 5, 7 pair here, takes 5, 7 out from down there. 5, 6, 7 triple takes the 5 out of these, making that a 2, not a 2, 3, 4 pair. 2 is out, but that doesn't affect the 7.
Box 7, the right-hand column, has a 7 in it, so the center digit of box Oh, it also has the 5, so the 5 and 7 come out of that one. Because it sees all 3.
Mm-hmm. These have to be different. So they're a 5-7 pair, which makes this a 6. Blue, red, 6, blue. This sees both red and blue, so that's an 8. Yeah. Not an 8. Means those are a 4-6 pair. Not 6s. 5, 7, and 8 doesn't affect that one. Not an 8. 6. This sees both red and blue, so it's a 2. Which makes this red.
Column 3.
On 3.
The red is the 5-7 by itself.
That can't be red. Blue. Means blue has to be one of those.
And it. Never mind.
Don't think I messed anything up. That can still be a 5.
Right.
This cannot be a 3-4 pair, because this has to be 3 or 4. So that can't be 3, and that can't be 4, that can't be 3, that can't be 4. So if it's 7, if this is a 7, this has to be 1-6. But one of these two has to be a 6. Because either this is 6, or this is a 7, and that makes that a 6 and a 1. Because it can't be 2-5, and it can't be 3-4. It had to be 1-6. So this isn't a 6, it's a 5 and 7, and it's red. That's not red. But now, both of these are 6. Did I go over what you were going to mention?
No, what I was thinking was wrong.
But now we don't have 2 and 4, so this is 1 and 5, which means this is blue, and 7. And all of this is blue. These can't be blue, but anything that's blue aside from there is no. Well, there's lots of things that are 5, and I think all of these are 7. This can't be red. That's a 6, which means it's not blue, which means that is a 5. It is blue. So that's not blue. And I think I can take the coloring out. That's not 5 or 7. That's not 5 or 7. Those aren't 7s. 7's up there. That's not a 1, so that is. Not a 1, so that is. Left over 2, 4. Making this one a 6, a 4. Those aren't 4s.
2, 3 pair, row 9.
Making this 5, an 8, another 5, another 8, 5, 5 and 8. 6, this is the 2, 3 pair that you mentioned. This isn't 5, 3, 4 pair makes that a 5. This is a 2, this is a 3, 4 pair. What?
Oh, I was just looking at the time. It's almost 10. It's taken the entire 2
Yeah.
hours tonight.
Alright, this one is that one, and it's also this one, which makes it that one and that one. And okay, so those are red. The others are blue, so this one's red.
Red on, well, it's 3 or 4.
Twos look like this. So what? Oh, 6 makes that a 3.
Oh.
So all of our reds are 3, all of our blues are 4. Coloring's removed, 2, 4, 2, and 3. And it's done. Alright. I didn't like the way that we solved it. Perhaps there was a better way. And the only reason
it got to the point where it was just, we had to just, okay, we're going to start with this.
Yeah.
And see where it goes until it breaks.
Yeah, and like, I'm glad that we got back to a point where we were, I mean, I guess, did we ever really get back to a point where we were doing, like useful logic? Because it was kind of more just eliminations at the end.
Yeah, it was all pretty much just eliminations.
Yeah. So, like, I want to know, like, where was the logic that we missed that, we needed, or that we could have done that would have made this puzzle, I don't want to say simpler, but, what was the intended logic? Or did we have to go down those long chains to
Brute
find
force.
where it break? Which feels like brute force, but it's not necessarily brute force. I mean, we definitely had some, like, spots where it made sense to start the chains to look at. But every time I looked at them, it was always like, I mean, even if we were to, like, go back and look at the video again, like, it was multiple steps down the line where we're like, okay, if this was a 5, then that's a 5, and what does that do for this and that and here and over here, and then it finally broke in a spot. But it wasn't something that you would get from just sort of, like, a couple of steps. So, so I don't know, that for me it's just sort of like, where was the logic? How did we miss that logic, or was that the intended path? If that was the intended path, I don't particularly like this puzzle, but I don't think that was the intended path. I think we missed something. But other than that, yeah, we had a whole bunch of other puzzles lined up, but I guess we don't get to do those yet today, but we'll do those next time, which should be tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm.
Let's see, where am I trying to get over to? Oh, talking screen. There we go. Yeah. So we're set to puzzle again tomorrow. And then I don't think there's anything else. I guess I'm done with recording. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else before we end stream. So, yeah, so that would be make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you watched this far afterwards. YouTube engagements, share the video, all that fancy stuff. Other than that, that is the end. Thank you for watching. I don't know. I still feel a little out of it, but that is it. End broadcast.